Hey. So, a question I get asked a lot recently is have the scores for the OET exam gone down? Are they going to accept lower scores from next year? And the answer is no. So, what I am going to do today is to explain to you what's actually going to happen. As you can see, there are going to be two changes. The first change is related to clubbing two test results. That means combining the results from two tests. Now, because there have been some slight changes, people believe that the scores have decreased and they haven't, okay? So in the past, you could combine the results from two tests within a period of 6 months, and this has been increased to 12. Now, another thing that's happened is that in the past, you were able to combine the scores if you had at least 300 points in any of the 4 papers. Now, the only change which has happened is that for writing now, you can also combine if you have 250. But what everyone needs to understand is that you need to have successfully passed each paper in one of the 2 sessions. So even if you can have 250 in writing, you are only going to be able to get a clubbing of those 2 test results if in the other session you have 300. So what you do, you get the highest scores from 2 sessions, you combine them, but you need to have passed at least once each of the papers, okay? So you can't pass the exam with 250. No, you can combine if you had 250 with another session, but in that session, you need to get the minimum of 300, and that's for writing, okay? Now, for reading, listening, and speaking, again, you can combine with a minimum of 300, but you do need to have passed that paper in one of the 2 sessions to be able to combine. And here you have an example. So, let's say that in the first session you failed reading. In the second session, you failed listening and writing. Now you can combine the scores. You can have the highest scores from the 2 sessions as long as you have a minimum of 300 for listening, reading, and speaking, and a minimum of 250 for writing. But you need to pass the exam. You need to pass each paper at least once. Okay, so you can do this now and you can do it within 12 months. Now, something else that's going to change is that if you've only failed one paper of the exam, and you failed, for example, listening, reading, or speaking with at least 300, or writing with at least 250, you could get a letter from your employer to support your level of language. And for this, you need to have worked for that employer for at least 12 months. So again, you do not have lower scores. They accept the letter from the employer and one paper with just a tiny bit of lower score. So you need to pass all the other parts of the exam, okay? So this is what's going to happen from 2023. Now, the other question I get asked a lot is, are they going to introduce the OSCE and CBT for Europeans? We're going to have to wait and see. Most likely this might happen because the UK is not part of the European Union anymore. So if they are to be fair with everyone, then European nurses should also pass OSCE and CBT, which are not actually that bad. Now, I've had students from countries such as Moldavia, the Republic of Moldavia, and because this country is not in the European Union, they had to pass OSCE and CBT. So we prepared together for OET, and then they were able to prepare by themselves and pass the 2 exams. Because once you are able to pass OET, you can be quite sure that you're going to be able to pass anything else because you are quite well prepared. Okay, now, in case you're looking for OET preparation materials, we are going to open the OET BNS Membership Academy in 1 week, the 31st of October. You can still join our waiting list to become a founding member. You can lock in a very small price and you can get access to self-study materials to improve your grammar, your nursing language, medical language, and to learn overall about the OET exam. So if you do want to study by yourself, but also get weekly support from me through Q&As or masterclasses or workshops, you can go and visit bns.co.uk/apply and join the waiting list. See ya!